Our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to midday news on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Sadia Yakubu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channels 365 and StarTimes, channels 276. The Independent National Electoral Commission has given the nod to All Democratic Alliance and 13 other associations to apply for registrations as political parties. Having crossed the first stage of the scrutiny, the associations, according to the electoral body, will move to the next stage of assessment based on the guidelines for registration. The leaders of the 14 associations have invited for a meeting with the Commission's officials to kick-starting the second stage of the process. The All Progressives Congress says climate action must become a central part of Nigerians' political agenda. To end this, the party has convened a climate policy dialogue in Abuja, bringing stakeholders together to explore how green policy can shape its campaign strategies ahead of the elections. Global Television's Ubong Usoro reports.
The ruling party says climate change is no longer just an environmental issue, but a political one. The APC Climate Change Network believes green voters will play a critical role in the country's next election. Speakers at the dialogue stressed the need to mainstream climate action into APC constitution and campaign promises.
What it means if, for instance, a mini grid, even if it's 10, we come to a community with the candidates and give it to 10 families, influential families, maybe the Emir, the Menwa, and give them and explain to them, you are fighting climate change. This is the man that brought it. And 95 thesis to make sure that needs is part of the critical thematic areas we are going to address.
And green votes are about young people. He said they want jobs, clean air, renewable energy, and accountability. Mainstreaming climate policy, he added, is a way of showing voters that the party is ready for the future.
Political will and the leadership and the government to understand that climate change is even an issue.
Experts at the dialogue say the move could boost APC's appeal among young Nigerians and rural voters who are demanding greener policy. Whether this commitment translates into action remains to be seen. But the ruling party is clearly positioning itself to win what it's called the green votes. Ubong Usoro for Global Television.
The House of Representatives Committee on Appropriation has raised concern over the slow pace of budget implementation, but key finance officials have assured the lawmakers of improved performance before the year runs out, following a closed-door session with the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. The Debt Management Office and the Accountant General of the Federation in Abuja, Committee Chairman Abubakar Bichi, confirmed that decisions centered on the 2024 and 2025 Appropriation Act National Assembly correspondent Anete Patik reports.
In the media, Chairman House Committee on Appropriations attributed some delays to ongoing verification and reconciliation processes and the transition to the extended fiscal framework, but emphasized that key infrastructure projects are still being executed nationwide.
Basically, members are concerned seriously about that, and Minister of Budget and Minister of Finance also confirmed to us that Nigerians can see a lot of changes and developments for this budget. And Nigerians are really concerned about the budget implementations, which is co-mandate to the National Assembly. We have engaged with Minister of Finance and Minister of Budget. Both of them acknowledge that, and they agreed to work so hard so that at least Nigerians can see the progress of the budget.
Finance Minister and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edu, told lawmakers that the 2024 budget is already 80% implemented, with the National Assembly extending its validity to December. He explained that priority projects include grassroots infrastructure such as roads and irrigation schemes.
The budget for 2024 was extended by the National Assembly till December, so it is still running. So it is still a work in progress, it's still ongoing. And likewise, we looked at what is happening in 2025, and we put heads together to ensure that particularly the projects that touch the grassroots, that provide support and provide resources and facilities.
Budget and National Planning Minister Abubakar Bagudu highlighted the strong collaboration between the executive and the legislature, stressing that reforms under President Bola Tinubu are beginning to yield results.
They have supported all the major reform initiatives which have produced the result, including the latest tax reforms. It's an ongoing discussion. The committee and the executive have interfaced, and we appreciate what we need to do better.
Both ministers reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to ensure full and effective implementation of the 2024 and 2025 budgets. The Appropriations Committee says it will continue to closely monitor progress to ensure that Nigerians feel the impact of the national budget. Anieti Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
The federal government has reaffirmed that boosting agricultural research is key to achieving sustainable food security in Nigeria. Executive Secretary, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Dr. Abubakar Daban, stated these at the Stakeholders Forum held in Abuja. And Niete Patrick has details.
With food security high on the national agenda, experts and stakeholders gathered in Abuja to assess Nigeria's agricultural research capacity under the theme Agricultural Research Capacities in Nigeria, the Journey So Far. Executive Secretary, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Dr. Abubakar Daban, stressed that research is the backbone of the country's agricultural transformation. He called for stronger institutions, wider stakeholder collaboration, and adoption of modern technology to boost productivity.
In this new phase of AICA, we are committed to building on this legacy of our predecessor by pursuing initiatives that align with the strategic goals of AICA and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security.
The Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Dr. Shuaibu Madugo, and other stakeholders highlighted the evolution of research institutes and their impact on national food security.
Infrastructural capabilities, well, as you can see, we have several infrastructural growth over the years, including establishment of ISO certified laboratories.
The discussions at the forum are expected to provide useful insights to achieving sustainable food security. Anieti Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Sabi Abdullahi, has urged journalists covering the National Assembly to exercise caution and accuracy in their reporting to avoid misleading the public. The minister gave the advice at a one-day capacity building workshop on parliamentary reporting in Abuja. Here is Topsy Gimber's reports.
Speaking at the capacity building workshop on parliamentary reporting organized by the Senate Press Corps in Abuja, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Sabi Abdullahi, emphasized that the parliamentary reporting is a specialized bit requiring intellectual depth and responsibility. He maintained that the legislature remains the hallmark of democratic governance and enjoined reporters to play their role, strengthen the institution rather than undermining it.
His vision is for us to have food sovereignty. Within the ambit of food security, you go for food sovereignty, which means you are sufficiently producing your commodities or your produce yourself, and you are making it available for your citizens in an affordable level and accessible at the same time.
Also, addressing participants, the Presidential Liaison Officer on National Assembly Matters, Senator Dr. Ita Ennang, encouraged journalists to familiarize themselves with legislative processes through the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in order to enhance accuracy.
Reporting has been the penchant for the media to give less attention to bills and legislative measures, but rather focus on soft side of the news from the legislature. Even when the least attention is given to a legislative measure, it is the soft, of course, and indeed the least relevant measure to the bills under consideration.
In his remarks, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Yemi Adaramudu, highlighted the media's critical role in national development.
By creating a platform for dialogue, reflection and training, you are not only strengthening the quality of journalism, but also enriching our democracy. On behalf of the Nigerian Senate, I assure you of our continued support and partnership initiatives that enhance openness, accountability, and professionalism in the coverage of legislative works.
Earlier, Chairman of the Senate Press Corps, Tai Odowale, commended the resource persons for their insights while urging members of the press to sharpen their skills in legislative reporting.
You all to this very important occasion, strategically conceived to widen our horizon of knowledge on what it takes to cover the Parliament. In this context, the National Assembly, be it the Senate or the House of Representatives, and report objectively for the good of Nigeria.
The workshop was expected to further equip parliamentary correspondents with the knowledge and skills required to bridge the gap between lawmakers and the public, while deepening Nigeria's democratic process. Topsy Gimba for Global Television News.
President of the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, Ogogo Musa, has called on members of the Defense Non-Commissioned Officers' Wives Association to embrace empowerment through parenting, entrepreneurship, and self-care. She mentioned the call while declaring open a personal development training in Abuja. Defense correspondent Kike Lomo Okere completes the story.
Addressing participants, President, Defense Police Officers' Wives Association, Ogogo Musa says the theme of the training, balancing intentional parenting, entrepreneurial, and personal well-being, reflects the daily reality of women as wives, mothers, and pillar of strength. She explained that the POA remains committed to supporting the NCOA, stressing that empowering non-commissioned officers' wives strengthen families and by extension the armed forces community.
Care is not selfish. It is survival. It is strength. If we don't take care of ourselves, we'll be able to take care of people around us.
She emphasized that parenting, entrepreneurship, and self-care are not competing demands, but interconnected responsibility, urging participants to prioritize their well-being as a foundation for family and business growth.
Some complaints here and there, and we had to put up this program so that they can come and learn firsthand. And as you can see, you see that they are very happy because this opportunity was given to them. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So we need to fill the cup and for them to be able to, perform their daily activity optimally.
To be expected of my members after these lectures. Like those, I still can hear some of them say they've not started business. But after this, they will start business. And to those that have existing business, we know how to expand.
The training is expected to provide practical strategies to help participants balance the demand of motherhood, business, and personal development. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Of the All Progressives Congress, Sani Shinkafi, says deploying advanced surveillance technology could give security forces the upper hand in the fight against banditry in Zamfara State. And Niete Patrick reports.
As insecurity continues to plague Zamfara State, APC Chieftain Sani Shinkafi believes technology could provide the breakthrough security agencies have been searching for. He listed poverty, unemployment, weak judicial systems, and porous borders with Niger Republic as the root causes fueling crime in the state. Shinkafi urged the federal government to adopt environmental remote sensing technology, combining satellite mapping, drones, and geographic information systems to track bandits' movements, uncover hideouts, and even predict attacks. He said the innovation will enhance collaboration among the military and other security agencies, paving the way for faster and more coordinated responses.
This technology, it is very easy and very simple way to combat this armed bandit and other criminal element in the state. because that technology will enable you to identify the movement of the bandits, their hideout, their area coordinates.
Shinkafi expressed confidence that the use of mobile phone and fingerprint tracking will help dismantle criminal networks and restore peace to Zamfara. The APC chieftain therefore called on the federal government's backing for the initiative, describing it as a turning point in ending armed banditry in the states.
And wherever they are going to launch any attack, using that remote sensing, it is very easy for mapping, identification. Then if he can have a synergy with Nigerian security and the federal government, with the use of satellite and surveillance drone and attacking drones, and also jet fighters, and the ground troops to be put in place.
With hopes high on technology-driven solutions, it is expected that the innovations will translate into lasting peace in Zamfara State. Aniete Patrick, reporting for Global TV.
Watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, Andre Onana joins Trabzonspor from Manchester United on loan. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that short break. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery is set to begin the rollout of compressed natural gas powered trucks on Monday, 15 September, as part of its logistics-free distribution program aimed at significantly reducing fuel prices across Nigeria. The statement released by the companies indicates that the initiative will see the gantry price reduced to 820 naira per litre, with corresponding lower pump prices in several key states. Lagos and other southwest states will see fuel retailing at 841 naira per litre, while Abuja, Rivers, Delta, Edo and Kwara states will sell at 851 naira per litre. Official data has shown that Britain's economy stagnated in July, dealing another blow to the Labour government at the end of the turbulent week for Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Office for National Statistics said in a statement that gross domestic product flattened in the month following output of 0.4% in June. The government has suffered two high-profile departures in the past week. Firstly, Starmer's deputy, Angela Rayner, who resigned for underpaying a property tax. And on the foreign scene, Ghana has confirmed that it will accept West African nationals deported from the United States as part of Washington's immigration crackdown. Ghanaian President John Mahama stated this at a press conference in Accra. Mukhtar Kasim tells us more.
President John Mahama told reporters in Accra that the United States approached his government to take in third-party nationals from the region, and Ghana agreed. He said a first batch of 14 deportees had already arrived, including several Nigerians and one Gambian. The arrangement, Mahama explained, aligns with the ECOWAS Free Movement Protocol, which allows citizens of a member state to enter and reside in neighboring countries.
We were approached by the U.S. to accept third-party nationals who were being removed from the U.S. And we agreed with them that West African nationals, were acceptable because all our fellow West Africans don't need a visa to come to our country. So if they decided to travel from US to Accra, they don't need a visa anyway. So if you're bringing our colleague West Africans back, that's okay. And so I think that agreement has been activated. and a first batch of 14 nationals came. Several of them were Nigerian brothers.
Ghana's decision makes it the latest African nation to cooperate with the United States deportation policy, following similar agreements with Rwanda, Eswatini, and South Sudan. Mukhtar Kasim, reporting for Global Television News.
United States President Donald Trump has paid tribute to slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk, describing him as a mother for truth and freedom. Mukhtar Kasim tells us more.
In a video posted on his Truth social media platform, President Trump hailed the 31-year-old as a powerful voice in conservative politics who dedicated his life to defending America's values. Kirk, who founded the conservative youth group Turning Point USA, was shot and killed during a public event at Utah Valley University in Utah, sparking grief and tributes from allies across the United States.
In horror, Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth.
The killing of Charlie Kirk has not only shaken America's conservative movement, but has also drawn global attention, underscoring the heightened political tension surrounding his death. Mukhtar Kasim, reporting for Global Television News.
And in sports, Nigerian's Ezekiel Nathaniel has been backed to a win medal in the men's 400-meter hurdles at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, after a Kenyan official signed him out on arrival in Japan. Speaking to Making of Champs at Narita International Airport, the Kenya representative made clear that while his first loyalty was to his own team, he also wished success for the Nigerian hurdler. Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana has completed a loan move to Turkey side Trabzonspor for the remaining of the 2024 and 2025 season. This was confirmed on the official account of Trabzonspor that the transfer agreed before the close of Turkey's window on Friday is subject to international clearance and player registration. United wish the 29-year-old good luck as he begins his new challenge. That's it on Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channels 365, StarTimes, channels 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms, now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Sadia Yakubu saying thank you for watching.